Let me top up my wages.
Wait.
Matron, take them away.
And a warm welcome to one and all. If this is your first time here, I am the overgrown child that is the Scruffy trader. And it must be so. It says so right here on my t-shirt. And what am I doing? Well, I'm trying to put trading in the real world. Maybe show you a trick or two along the way. And if that sounds good, do take a second to hit that little subscribe button. It genuinely helps and keeps the channel on air. And if you do like what you see, smash the like, because it motivates me to do more. And if you want to see more, go in the description. You'll find all my Twitter feeds and social media, and you'll catch all of the updates. So what are we doing right now? Well, earlier on you saw me trade with pivots. You'll see a video about exactly how to profit using them. And I made shade over 100 quid out of that trade. And I like to have about £200 a day. So I'll be going back to market sometime this morning to sort of top that up. And where's the £200 come from? Well, it's just a benchmark. It's not my wage per se. It is my minimum wage, if you like. And I get pulled apart about it all the time. And I get pulled apart about my trading all the time. Quite frankly, I don't care. You know, I do YouTube because I enjoy it, and if you get something from it, that is amazing, you know. But when I go into forums and I try to help and advise, you kind of get shredded and pulled apart by the no-hopers. So this weekend I kind of made a choice of, I'm not doing it no more, you know. That's it. I try to go back, and I just find them so toxic. It's just not worth the effort. And there's a great meme kind of illustrates that here. So all I ever do now is I concentrate on groups that are for myself. I did set a Telegram group up for you guys. It's free. You'll find that in the description. It's just for you to talk safely without that toxic element or some clown trying to sell you something. And it's just for you guys. I'll drop in from time to time. If you use it, great. If you don't, it don't matter. And I spend a lot of time sort of with the Scruffy squad, which is the group that I moderate. And if you want to delve further into the Scruffy squad, you will find details in the description. And that is where I show exactly what I do. Okay, and you see it from start to finish. We do regular live streams. Did a brilliant one yesterday where it's all about trade management, because it's not the strategy, guys. Trade management makes your money, and trade management keeps you consistent. That's something I learned a long time ago. And when people pull me apart, it's because they've got no concept of what trade management is. They think X marks the spot. It isn't. The markets are dynamic. They move in such a way. X marks the spot. Could be anywhere. It's a variable. So what you need is a benchmark, and then be able to manage from that benchmark. And it don't matter what direction you're going in. You can go opposite to the trend and still make as much money. Why? Because you manage it. That's kind of what I do on a daily basis. And the other side of it is the emotional mindset. I ran a large business, and prior to that I was in a blue chip company that dealt with big numbers. So numbers don't frighten me. That's all they are. They're just numbers on a screen. I don't consider money till it's actually physically in my bank account. So I have no emotional attachment to it, which is why when I see a drawdown and I can see it go massively against me, it doesn't worry me in the slightest, because it's all part of a plan. And I accept that every once in a while I'm going to get a colossal kick in the bollocks. Right? but I'll have built up a bank to pay for that. The hardest part of trading is the first few steps, and that's why building small accounts is difficult. It's kind of why I've been doing Morningstar, and I'm still doing it in the background. You know, I look at it every day, and if there's a setup, I take it. If there isn't a setup, I leave it alone. And it's slow, steady growth, and it's still paying me between 60 and £100 a month off 50p's and things like this. Why? Bit of management, 15-20 minutes on a morning, and I get 100 quid to take Winky out to dinner. Simple. And that's how I look at my wages all the time. So let us jump on the charts and let's have a little look, shall we? So I've got three markets at this moment in time. We've got cable, which as you can see has been on a stonking thumper down. Now yesterday we did do a live stream based on this. If I pull this across, just kind of show you. Within that live stream that is there, it was based on stretch markets, and it is done this morning pretty much what I said was happening. So I told them yesterday what's happening today. Now also we've been looking at the indices, which is what I was doing this morning. Now I posted this up a few days ago and put in the key points what I was looking at, and I made a mark here saying this is the worry point that I think it'll bounce down to Sunday. Okay, well, Sunday opened up to the pip, all right, and then areas to keep an eye on. This is where it's roughly at now, where I'm going to be looking to trade. So this is like I say, I mean, there you go. That was well before the open. This is today, and then I'm working my way down, and we currently 20 past 10, and I've identified that the DAX is ready to go to a buy, and euro dollar is ready to trade. Now, just because it says it's ready to trade doesn't make it say you go. What it means is in this segment, I'll be looking to see if there's an entry criteria that I may want to get involved with. Now, if there isn't one on here, I'll be looking at this again at 11 o'clock. Now, this is what we've just been trading this morning, and as you can see, it's thumped down and it's stalled on this level. So I'm quite interested in this. Don't need these pivoting points anymore. Just make this a bit bigger for you, just so you can kind of see what it is that I'm looking at. Now, there's still a lot of pressure, and I'm kind of interested in and around this level here. Now, what's happening with it? You just bear with me a second. I just want to check something. Better? Yeah. Okay. Stretched out, and it's reasonably good to go. Now that's a good candle to watch, this one. Okay. So what we're going to do here is we're going to drop this back to a 5 minute, and I want to see the makeup. Well, there it is. Bounce, bounce, bounce. It's gone up from there. So if I'm looking for a candle count, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, it's kind of here where I want to place an order. So just put a buy order in, just up there, just like so. Okay, and I'll just position that in there. And what we're looking to do here is, just going to edge that onto the base of there, is catch the order. Boom. Oh, talking of catching things, my coffee. We all know Scruffy likes it, coffee. And we're going to target into here. Now, why here? Well, there's a nice little zone from the top of this ridge to the base of there. I think that'll push up into that. So we'll leave that be. Quite happy with that trade. Now we're going to have a look at this. Now let's crunch this up a little bit. What can we see here? If you were looking at it, and we're just looking at the hourly. Now, the first thing I'll be doing is I'll be looking for stall points. All right. So you can certainly see one here. All right. Just change the color, because you can see it's bounced there and it's bounced there. It's continued down and it's stopped dead at this point here. So there's a cluster point there. So let me just get a rectangle. Put that into there. So what's that represent? Well, that represents a zone where it stalled, broke down, and then it's plateaued out again here. All right. So where's the next zone? Well, it's there. All right. So I can put another zone in. Just onto the top of there. So now what I've done is I've created some areas where it can potentially go to. Okay. So you then need reasons to why it's going to go there. Well, at the minute, you can see that this is pushing down quite substantially. And it is becoming red. Okay. Let's drop this out to a 4 hour just a second, because I want to see what's going on. Well, there's the 2 points that we marked in. And it's not a million miles away from this area, so it's probably about right. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put a fib on, because you can see that it topped out here and it has literally just collapsed to there. So we now got a 23 line. Draw that in there, just like so, because I want to see this on the hourly. Just drop that there. All right. I'm going to pull this back to the hour. And what I now have are targeting points. All right. Get to there. If it breaks that, it's coming up here. So now I just need a reason that I may want to get into this. Now at the moment, don't really have one. Not really. Because that still looks like it's pushing down ever so. So if I move it to a 15 minute, and then we start having a look, I'm going to put on just a basic moving average, which is at 8. Okay. And what I want to see is a close above this moving average. All right. Now, if I get that, then I'm good to go. And then up to there. And what I'm looking for, if I just measure this out, there's 10 pips. We know that's the stall point, but if we take it from the base, we're going to have another target point. Now, what I'm showing you here is just a way to build a chart up and put some markers on it. Okay. Right. There we go. So essentially what we've done at this point is we've put some key points on the chart. It's structure breaks, and a structure break is where you've seen a move come down, it's had a think, stalled, and then carried on. So it's had a bit of a break, a bit of a rest, and that's give you some zones to work to. we have an idea that we want this to go to the upper side because we've had an extreme move down and it can't go in a single direction forever. We're looking for the snap back, but you can't just jump in. What you need is some relevant points as to why. Okay. So we know this is the low point here. So we'll just put a kind of a dotted line there. So if we're working from this line to this line, that give us the trading arena. This is give us the profit area. And now we need to make certain it's worth it. Well, we know once we enter the green, we get 10 pips in. There's enough room in there, which equally means there's enough room running up to it. So now we just need a reason, and that reason is the break of this 8 moving average, and then in we go. Simple as that. And then with this one, the similar situations, pushing down, but this level is holding. We are going to do a bit of madness down into here, which I'm going to be putting some additional orders in. And if it breaks through this section, I am probably wrong. 1, 2. And all I'm looking for from the two markets over the course of the next sort of 40 minutes or so is to see if I can get 100 quid. And as soon as I've done it, I'll stop for the day. That's it. Okay. So this one, not yet. Still got, I'll have to wait maybe 15 minutes for that. This one's in play. So we're going to be working on this one in the interim. See me flick backwards and forwards. But if they both open, I'll leave them running at the same time. So let me run this out and I'll come back to you at the end. Okay guys, I'm at an impasse point. And what is that? Well, I'm currently net positive, even though we have an £85 loss here. I've banked enough for the day just by carving this. And it looks like it's retracing on itself ever so. So I'm just going to open up this so I can keep an eye on it. And I'm going to kind of watch it slightly. Yeah, I'm going to close it now because it's receding on itself. Bit of that. And that's it. I'm done for the day. You know, all I've been doing today is just carefully working the chart. All right. As you can see, there is nothing open. And if I look at my history, there is the trades 373 with an 85 quid kill. All right. I'm prepared to sacrifice that. And it kind of goes back to what I was saying earlier on about putting benchmarks into trades. You never actually know the real point of entry. You know, you have a good idea and you have a framework and you put it in, but then you manage your way into it and then you just manage your trade based on your initial idea. You know, it's a difficult concept to get your head around, but I truly believe it's the only way you can trade. Too many people are sort of saying they have the perfect system of X marks the spot, you hold it for 500 pips every day and all of this, because I say it all the time. It's like I say, it reinforces why I come away from forums. It's all horseshit. you know, just work the waves, what you see. You can call it a form of scalping, and I guess it is. I prefer to call it day trading because I'm looking for a certain movement and then I'm just working between point to point. That's it. Whereas a scalp is you get 2 pips, you get out. 2 pips, you get out. It's a little bit difficult. But if I am scalping, it's score, score, stop. And stop is the key here. I've been in the market twice. I ain't going back. Don't need to. I don't need to put myself at risk anymore. And that's what makes me consistent. I hope that helps. Anyway, do go in the description. You'll find all sorts of links and different things in there. You'll find all my social media feeds. And enjoy. Just come along for the ride, subscribe, and I will answer every query that comes in, you know. But if you want to see how I trade, find the Scruffy Squad, ask the guys in the Telegram what they think, and hopefully it might get a little bit better. So as always, guys, trade well, keep your risk managed, but above all, do what you love, and the money will follow. See you all in the next one.